It's impossible to dramatically increase productivity in any organization unless we've already spoken in a previous podcast about how to dramatically reduce the time to get things done, to do things faster, to get more done by looking for those gaps between the best and the rest, between the best day and the average day, and understanding what were the conditions that allowed us to perform the best on that day, or dramatically reduce the time it takes to complete the project, and seeing why can't we replicate those conditions every day. This podcast is focusing on a slightly different part of improving productivity. It's what happens if we have the wrong productivity measurement. That's often the cause of us not being able to improve productivity. I'll give you an example. A very common way of measuring productivity in organizations is to measure the output of the organization in units produced or tons produced or even dollars of sales over the number of full-time employees. Now imagine you're a manager within this organization, and this is your primary measurement for productivity. Output in units of work or dollars divided by the number of full-time employees, or the dollars that you spend on full-time employees. Guess what's the easiest way of increasing productivity? To reduce the number of full-time employees, to outsource it. Will costs go up? Probably, because the outsourced party not only have to cover their operating expenses, their overhead, by what they charge you, but they also want to make money. Can you be that inefficient that they can be so much better than you? Often not. But because of the wrong measurement, we are outsourcing more and more of our business simply to reduce the number of full-time employees, when in fact, if we paid attention to total cost, which is a key part of productivity, that will actually go up. So how do we make the impossible possible? It's impossible unless we change these bad productivity measurements. A very elegant productivity measurement should be a ratio between the quality throughput of what that process or business unit or company produces divided by the total cost to provide that service. So we call it QT over OE. Not QT as you are a cute person, but Q and then T. Q is for quality and T is for throughput and OE is for operating expenses. So the top line is about the throughput. How many units of work do you do on a monthly basis? Or what's the dollars of work that you've generated on a monthly basis? The Q part is how much of that work satisfied the criteria of your customers. So I did 1,000 units, but 90% of them satisfied the criteria. There was 10% returns. So I should get a credit for only 90% times by 1,000. That gives me 900. And then how much did it cost me to deliver that 900? And that becomes my operating expenses. So how can I now improve productivity? We want people to focus on the highest leverage opportunities always. We want them to go faster, better, and then cheaper. If they are not fully meeting the demand, their focus should be on throughput. How can we increase our throughput to fully meet the demand? That's going faster. Once they've achieved that, they're now fully meeting the demand, then they should focus on the Q part. How can I make sure that I always satisfy the criteria of the demand that I'm meeting? And then lastly, once I've ensured that I'm fully meeting demand with a full quality, how can I now do it cheaper? So this very simple metric of QT over OE is always ensuring that people are accurately measuring the real operational productivity of their area, and also allows them to see what are the highest leverage points. First, the throughput, go faster, meet the full demand. Once you've met the demand, then focus on the quality. And once you've achieved the level of quality that's good enough, then pay attention to doing things cheaper, as long as it doesn't negatively impact the QT part. That's how you make the impossible possible, how you can dramatically increase the productivity in any part of your business or the whole business by measuring productivity in the right way.